This is Sunrise Extra, streaming live on Wave Now.
Good morning, 7 o'clock right now on this Wednesday, so you're almost halfway through the week.
Yes, and I have to say, my seat warmers in my car have been working extra hard this week, mostly because I just love using them in the first place. You just get so cozy in your car, but I mean, we've had some chilly mornings.
That's true.
We really have. We've had several mornings where people have been waking up this week to 40s across the area. Not really seeing that much to start off this morning. So that's certainly some good news as you are heading out to start off the day. What we're dealing with right now across the region, a little bit more of that sunshine and these comfortable temperatures out there. We are sitting right now in the 50s in most locations, so that's pretty good. And as we continue throughout the morning, we're going to get to enjoy a little bit more of this. Yes, beautiful sunrise showing up on our SkyTrack camera in Simpsonville, continuing to monitor a little bit more of those clouds drifting in here and there, but overall they're not expecting to do a whole lot as they move on by. Over the next 12 hours, we're still going to watch those temperatures climbing into the low to mid 80s for your highs. So keep that in mind as you are planning ahead. And the other thing that you need to keep in mind is as we're continuing throughout the rest of the week, those ragweed pollen counts will remain very high. And since we don't really have a lot of rainfall in the forecast, it will be an issue all the way through the weekend and into next week. Rob?
Tawana, thanks so much. A beautiful forecast out there. Not so beautiful on the roadways. We have a couple of different areas of concern I want to pass along to you. We're talking the first one there at I-264 West at the airport exit. We have reports of a two-car crash in that area. Again, that's 264 West at Airport Road. That is shutting down the lanes there, so give yourself a lot of extra time if you're heading out that way. Also have another report of an incident to tell you about. We have a 265 near New Cut Road, a vehicle off into the median in that area. So please be careful if you're heading out there. No reports of any serious injuries. We're going to keep you posted throughout the morning. We do have some other information, though, we want to pass along to you. There is some closures that could, in fact, impact your commute that's coming up today. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is closing some lanes and ramps on the Gene Snyder Freeway. Now, you can expect to see closures on the southbound lanes at the bridge over Kentucky 22, Brownsboro Road, as well as on the I-265 south ramps to I-71 northbound. Those closures, by the way, will stay in place. That starts at 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. this afternoon. That's also that the crews out there can repair the bridge deck. Olivia?
Thank you, Rob. And we're following breaking news this morning after one man was shot and killed overnight in Louisville. LMPD says it happened around 1240 off Euclid Avenue. They found a man in his 30s outside of a home who had been shot several times in the chest. Officers tried to save him on the scene, but he was taken to the hospital and died. Police are investigating and looking for any tips from the public on this shooting.
Louisville police are investigating after the death of a child. LMPD was called to Pikes Peak Boulevard near Iroquois Park looking for a missing 6-year-old. They say the child was possibly on the spectrum and had disabilities. They found the child in a backyard pool and rushed him to the hospital, but he died. The incident is still being investigated. New this morning, police say an off-duty officer was involved in a serious crash in Newburgh. They say it happened around 11 last night at the intersection of Fern Valley Road and Rotorua Drive. When officers got there, they found an F-150 pickup truck had crashed into a semi. The driver of the F-150 was an off-duty LMPD officer and had to be extracted from the vehicle. He was taken to University Hospital with serious injuries. The semi driver is okay, and the traffic unit's investigating. Republican members of the Metro Council have unveiled more than a dozen ideas they believe will increase safety in Louisville.
The proposals are part of the Safer Louisville plan. They include adding more street lights in high-crime areas. Another possible remedy is to ensure a juvenile justice facility within Jefferson County is opened quickly. The group of leaders also supports putting more state police patrols on interstates that cut through Jefferson County so LMPD officers can focus on staying in neighborhoods.
Communication in general, continuing that communication with LMPD, continuing to identify on top of what has been there, but continuing to work with LMPD, continuing to work with the neighbors that are out there, continuing to work those crime rates.
The council's Republican caucus says it plans to submit these proposals throughout the year while they workshop other ideas with their colleagues.
Bullitt County public school leaders say they have to realign the district because enrollment's been growing so much they have to make some long-term changes.
And that means families will have to consider changes to some students' schools or even their bus routes. Wave News reporter Rob Wells joining us now with a closer look. Rob.
Olivia, the district says that the changes, they're going to begin at the start of the 2026-27 school year. They include plans to close Nichols Elementary Elementary School and merge those students into other area schools. And the proposals were all displayed in a PowerPoint along with a video on the district's website. One change that the district leaders are currently looking into, Bells Mill, including portions of Miller's Crossing, could be realigned to Freedom Elementary, Hebron Middle School, and North Bullitt High School. The district says that those changes, they are a necessity right now as the student population only continues to increase.
We wanted to make sure that our school populations were distributed efficiently across the district. We wanted to prevent overcrowding in high growth schools and also optimize our underutilized facilities.
Their proposals include Discovery School students realigned from Hebron Middle to Zonton Middle School, and Grand Oaks Round Rock realigned from Freedom to Overdale and Hebron. You can learn a lot more about all those proposed changes by heading over to bullettschools.org. And again, as we said, the final plan is set to be voted on at the school board meeting on September 22nd. Now back over to you.
Thank you, Rob. We've told you about the new Kentucky law that went into place over the summer, impacting communication between teachers and students. Now we're looking at how some districts have adjusted to the change. Senate Bill 181 went into effect on June 27th. It mandates all electronic communication between staff, coaches, volunteers, and students be conducted through designated traceable platforms. Many districts were not on board because they say they had very little time to test and adopt the new systems. But several districts say they're already seeing success.
I think what happened out of this is it has become at least a deterrent. Putting focus on it, putting intentional priority on this, grooming situation or inappropriate communications and bringing eyes on it. I believe the deterrent factor has already probably shown some wins.
One of the biggest challenges some districts have reported is breaking old habits and the ease of cell phone and social media use. Many districts also adopted bans on phones in schools. Last year, more than 400,000 fans flocked to Louisville for two back-to-back weekends of music festivals. Of course, talking about Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. Bourbon and Beyond starting this Thursday, that's tomorrow. And this year, organizers are expecting even more people.
And we're just 24 hours away from the start of these two very, very busy 4 days. Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote is joining us right now with how Metro leaders are gearing up for all of it. Good morning.
Good morning, Shannon and Olivia. Event planners said that they're expecting to see not just people from all 50 states, but representation from more than 50 countries. And Louisville Tourism predicts the two events will generate more than $42 million in economic impact. From filling hotel rooms, going out to restaurants, and checking out Louisville's other attractions when not out at the fairgrounds, it all brings money into the city. With all the talk on how many people are coming to Louisville, tourism leaders say that these events are a big deal for locals too. With the festivals being right in our backyards, they impact us.
All those dollars are just an amazing influx into our economy and actually support jobs. We have over 60,000 hospitality jobs in Jefferson County alone. And so job growth, job sustainability, just the economic drivers, the small business support really transcends both the community and locals and goes beyond that.
Davis tells me the months of September and October are quickly becoming popular tourism times here in our city because of the two festivals, along with two trade shows, which bring in thousands of people. And we have a list of the full lineup, including times for performances for each day of Bourbon and Beyond. Again, that starts tomorrow. You can find all that on wave3.com. Last year, Bourbon and Beyond set the record for the largest music festival in Kentucky. So once all the fun from this year and Louder Than Life is over, we'll have to wait and see what those numbers look like. Shannon and Olivia, back to you guys.
Very fun. We're so lucky to have those two festivals here.
Are.
You know,
I mean,
it's amazing.
I can just go down the street.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have to pay for a hotel or anything.
Exactly.
It's nice stuff.
It's amazing. Okay. There's another festival underway right now. It draws hundreds of thousands every single year.
Marissa Burke is live with how officials plan to make this year's Gaslight Festival special.
Well, so many events, 14 in fact, across 9 days, something for everyone at the Gaslight Festival.
The festival's been part of the J-Town community for 5 decades now, and you can enjoy live music, the parade, food, shopping, and apparently volleyball, according to Wave News reporter Marissa Berg. She's live there this morning with more, and there we go, darts.
So close.
I know, I'm back at darts because, again, there's something for everyone at the Gaslight Festival. It's been a tradition for the J-Town community for 50 plus years. I'm here with Dina, who is the president and CEO of the J-Town Chamber.
Yeah.
So, but for the businesses, this is a big deal for all the businesses involved.
Yeah, so our J-Town community is a great place, but it really comes to life around the Gaslight Festival. And our businesses in this area, they get such an influx of customers, and it's an opportunity for people really to discover them. So if you haven't been to J-Town before, and then you come to the Gaslight Festival and you're like, I didn't know this restaurant was here. I didn't know I could play volleyball in downtown J-Town. It's an opportunity to find out.
And I can actually speak to that because when my coworker and I came out to Gaslight, we stopped by one of the different restaurants in town, and the food was incredible.
Yep.
And then we showed off some of those local vendors that are going to be a part of the festival. And for some people, that's going to be their first time even knowing that they're there.
So we put our best dress on and we have our biggest smile and we go at it. So we're ready.
Where is exactly Gaslight Festival taking place? So for people maybe not familiar with the area.
So we're in downtown J-Town right now. The beach is in downtown J-Town, and it's here on what I would call the strip, if you will. So the festival with all the vendors will go really just right outside the beach's door here.
Okay.
All the way down to the firehouse. And then I say arch to arch is our other border, but basically from 6 Mile on Tillsville Road to Neal Drive on Tillsville Road. So if you're looking at a Zoom,
that's
Google map or something, that's the footprint.
So guys, if you are interested in coming out to celebrate the rest of the Gaslight Festival, tomorrow is the big parade, Sunday is the car show, but there's still much to do. So you can visit the website. What's the website one more time?
jtowngaslight.com.
Boom, there it is. Back to you guys.
Boom, there it is. I like that. I'm going to have that song in my head. Isn't that a song?
Yeah,
boom, there it is.
There it is.
Boom, there it is. Okay, I knew it was off somehow. Okay.
We're going to be singing that all morning now.
Well, we could set it to the 90s coming back into our forecast.
No, I don't want to say that to the 90s.
Oh, okay,
No.
well, so long farewell to the 90s. That's what Olivia wants to say, but they're going to show up anyway. For those of you heading out this morning, this is a gorgeous sunrise on our SkyTrack camera in New Albany. You can see some of those clouds overhead, mid to even upper level clouds showing up there. So we'll keep an eye on all of that, matching up with what we're seeing on the satellite and radar. We have been keeping an eye on a few areas of drizzle off towards our west, but that's where all of that has been staying. So that's some good news for this morning. High pressure still in control of our weather to start off the day as temperatures are staying mainly in the 50s. We're now down to 59 degrees at the airport in Louisville, still holding on to 54 for those of you in Mumfordville, 53 in Salem, and 54 degrees for those of you in Madison and into Lebanon. As we continue throughout the rest of the day, we are going to see our temperatures quickly warming up. So while we are sitting in the 50s for so many of us right now, we'll end up in the upper 70s and low 80s for a lot of us outside the metro. In the metro, we're talking low to mid 80s for your highs later on this afternoon. So nice and warm across our region. Now, while we were talking about a mix of sun and clouds for most of the day, we're going to see mainly clear skies initially for tonight, and then a few areas of drizzle possible as we get between that 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. time frame, especially for those of you along and south of the parkways. You get a little bit of drizzle, but really not expecting much from that. Heading into tomorrow morning with those mostly clear, partly cloudy skies, we'll see temperatures returning to the 50s and the low 60s for your overnight lows. Here is your 10-day. We're going to be talking about those highs back into the mid to upper 80s for your Thursday and Friday. Those low 90s that Olivia does not want, those show up over the weekend, and we'll be watching a front dipping towards us, trying to bring a few isolated rain chances on your Sunday, especially in the morning hours. We're going to watch that closely. But even though we do have this front that's going to be just drifting into our area towards the middle of next week, rain chances as of right now not looking very impressive at all. We'll still keep an eye on the heat, though. Low 90s for highs all the way towards next Friday.
Thank you. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. Mental health advocates are using it as a time to try to spread hope and inspire communities to take action. Each year in the U.S., nearly 50,000 people die by suicide. The National Alliance on Mental Illness says they hope this month people take a step to start a conversation with someone who may need help. And to remember, a great way to show you care is to ask how someone is doing and to actively listen.
It can be really taboo in families and churches and communities. And so today is about destigmatizing this topic, giving people permission to come forward, share their own experiences, learn about the topic, understand what the data is telling us, and most importantly, determine how together we come together to solve this problem as a community.
The entire month of September is recognized as Suicide Prevention Month. If you or someone you know is in crisis, you can get help by calling 988. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Seven County Services changed its name as a way to honor the center that was instrumental to the fight against addiction. Seven County Services will now be known as Seven County Services JDAC. The name pays homage to the former Jefferson Alcohol and Drug Abuse Center that was started 50 years ago. Officials said they wanted to honor the agency's legacy with the work they're doing today, helping people on their recovery journeys.
The JDAC name carries deep meaning in this community and is remembered by countless individuals as the place where their recovery journey began. That's why the return to the JDAC name matters. It's more than a title. It's a promise to continue being a beacon of hope for every person and family impacted by addiction.
Seven Counties has been operating since 1978 and offers both inpatient and outpatient treatment.
Tomorrow marks the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. Kentucky first responders across the state are honoring the lives lost. Jeffersontown Fire and EMS will hold a 9/11 ceremony at 9 a.m. at the 9/11 Memorial on Watterson Trail. In Louisville, volunteers will gather at the Cave Hill National Cemetery from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to help clean headstones and beautify the grounds. Police, sheriff's deputies, EMS, fire and rescue, and dispatch members are all invited to enjoy an open buffet at Wings and Rings in Bardstown, lunches from 10:30 to 1:30, and dinner from 5 to 7. Firefighters in Lexington will participate in a 9/11 stair climb at the Kroger Stadium at UK. Gates open at 6 and the climbing starts at 7. It's 7:19 and a 70-year-long tradition is again making its way back to Old Louisville. A preview of this year's St. James Court Art Show next.
After a controversial logo redesign, Cracker Barrel is now suspending its restaurant renovations. In a social media post on Tuesday, the restaurant chain said the rocking chairs on the porch, fireplaces, and the gift shops will not be removed from any more restaurants. The minimalist renovation was only tested at 4 of its 660 locations. Cracker Barrel's canceled remodel comes after the company's new logo, which removed the old-timer figure, and the barrel was met with backlash.
Step aside Thin Mints and Samoas. There's a new Girl Scout cookie in town.
That new cookie flavor is called Explore Moors. The Girl Scouts' latest creation packs chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond flavors into a Rocky Road-inspired cookie. The organization says the name is a nod to the limitless adventures they take during the year.
Girl Scout cookies have been such a big part of my life, and it's the largest girl-led entrepreneurial program in the world. So it's taught me so many valuable skills like marketing and creating relationships with my customers, from going door to door to my neighbors and in my community.
And they know how to hustle, that's for sure. Explore Moors will be sold nationally during the upcoming Girl Scout cookie season. That's from January to April, and online ordering begins on January 12th.
In less than a month, one of the nation's best art shows will return to Old Louisville. Leaders with the St. James Court Art Show gave a preview of the event that attracts hundreds of thousands of people. More than 600 artists representing 17 different mediums will showcase their work next month. And it's a tradition that's just grown bigger and bigger for nearly 70 years.
And this year and the last few years, we have had double the number of applicants to fill 600 to something spots. And that is a testament to this show and its longevity and the importance of this show to the art world and to the state, locally, and to the United States.
The St. James Court Art Show will take over Old Louisville October 3rd through the 5th. It's so much fun and great to see. Okay, it's going to be time to talk about the Derby soon and all the festivities leading up to it.
So right now you can also save on registering for the Kentucky Derby Festival Mini and Marathon, but you need to be quick to do it. You have until 10 o'clock this morning to register for the discounted price. Right now the Mini is $55 and the Marathon is $65. After the promotion, pricing will increase by $10. Kentucky's largest day of road racing is set for Saturday, April 25th, 2026. I need to start training now.
I am so impressed. She signed up this morning. Way to go.
Kirsten told me, oh, here's a 12-week program. I said, no, I got to start now.
Yeah.
Got to start now.
All right, we'll be right back.
This Wave News update is sponsored by Oxmoor Auto Group.
Good morning, I'm Shannon Kogan. We're following an overnight shooting in Louisville that left a man dead after being shot. LMPD says it happened about 1240 off Euclid Avenue. They found a man in his 30s outside of a house. He'd been shot several times in the chest. Officers tried to save him at the scene. He was taken to the hospital and died. Police are investigating and looking for any tips from the public. Let's go to meteorologist Tawana Andrew right now, and not yet in the 60s.
And we are seeing, of course, talking about those cool temperatures and the beautiful sunrise out there. This is the sunrise showing up on our SkyTrack camera in New Albany. You're seeing those mid to upper level clouds overhead. So a gorgeous start to the day. Going to keep an eye on more of these clouds drifting through as the morning and afternoon wear on. But in terms of any rain chances, those look to stay off towards our west as of right now. As Shannon mentioned, most of us are sitting in the 50s this morning. 59 degrees now at the airport in Louisville. 50 for those of you in Jeffersonville, 55 into E-Town, and seeing 59 degrees in Jasper. Over the next 12 hours, we're going to end up in the 80s, those low to mid 80s for your highs, with a mix of sun and clouds across the region. So certainly a nice, really pleasant day, and highs right around average for this time of the year. Let's look ahead to the next 10 days. Here's what we have going on. A little bit more of that sunshine showing up across our region for the rest of the week and into the weekend, with those highs jumping into the low 90s for your Saturday and Sunday.
Tawana, thanks so much. Keeping our eyes still at 264 West. This is near the airport. Cleanup looks like it's still pretty much done by at this point, but we had a two-car accident in that area just about an hour ago, so things clearing up out there. We do have another spot, though, that we want to tell you about, a two-car crash. This is at I-265 near New Cut Road, so give yourself a lot of extra time if you're heading through that area. Make it a great morning.